Work for the government, the federal government precisely. I'm actually a lecturer in the federal university, so I'm a federal government employee. And just to lend my voice to this 30 days rant challenge, just want to paint a picture for us to see. So 2 years ago, I bought a car. This car is 2004, 2005 model Corolla. That's like an old model car, right? But quite convenient for the fuel and everything. The person who used the car before actually maintained it, so it had good body, was looking very flashy, right? I took that car to school. It triggered a whole lot of things, particularly about how I was able to source money to buy that car. Put in mind, this is a 2004, 2005, and thereabout Toyota Corolla. I'm sure you all know that vehicle. Senior colleagues began to wonder how I was able to raise money to buy that car. Do you remember that I'm a lecturer at the rank of lecturer 2 in the federal university? There were talks here and there, and then there was this responsibility given to me as a project coordinator. People began to think that based off of that, I had been able to collect money from students to be able to purchase that vehicle. The thinking was that you are still a young boy, a young lecturer in a federal institution. You should not get money to buy that kind of old model car. That is because it was very clear that what we are being paid is not enough to buy you that car, even if you save up in a year or two. No kidding. Somehow they took that position away from me, and it was fine. Now, this was a car that I had saved for up to 2 years to buy. Even after saving for 2 years, the money was not still complete. I still borrowed money from a cousin of mine. My mother still took money from the place where she does thrift, took a loan from that place to add up for me to be able to pick that vehicle and take it as my own. I know a car is like a big deal to rant about now that people are ranting about food and everything, but this is just to paint a picture to you of the pathetic life of a federal government employee. Since fuel went up, every single morning, my colleagues, even senior colleagues, even professors, they line up at the junction leading to my school, waiting for lifts to go to school every single morning. This is because by the time you are able to take your vehicle, fuel it with the salary that they pay us, you won't have anything left for food for your family for that month. Now, mind you, these are workers. These are people who are employed by the federal government. And you can see how these people cannot comfortably take themselves to work in their vehicles. They have to beg for lifts every morning to go to work. Funnily enough, a few of my colleagues and I, we devised a technique. Sometimes we sleep in school so that we can avoid the transportation of the next day, right? So we take our clothes, put in our bags, we go to the office, work overnight, and then wake up in the morning and then do one or two things and continue work the next day. At least you'll be able to save that transportation, do you understand? Just so that you can survive. I and a colleague of mine were talking and we're complaining about the state of things about 2 days ago. We asked ourselves, what if we didn't even have this job? What about those who don't even have anything to do? At least we're employed by the federal government. A professor in a federal institution in Nigeria does not earn up to $400. Meanwhile, people in politics who just have secondary school certificates are earning in millions. The professor has given all his life to study, go to conferences, write papers here and there, which are very expensive to write. So in 2020, lecturers decided to go on strike to complain about the poor salaries that they earn, and then the federal government withheld their salaries for 8 months. 8 months of torture. They're not being paid well, and these salaries were withheld for 8 months. After much back and forth and much fighting and everything, they said they increased the minimum wage to 77,000 or something, and they accompanied that with a drastic increase in tax rates. A grade 14 lecturer does not earn up to $150 per month. Lecturing job had always been my dream job. I had always wanted to be a lecturer, but that job is now my nightmare. There was this case of a student and lecturer that happened about a month or two ago. A lot of videos were flying here and there, how the student assaulted the lecturer and everything, but that is just the way things are at the moment. Students have no regard, no respect for lecturers anymore. Because, come on man, they drive better vehicles, they have better lives. To be able to go to school most mornings, lecturers have to team up in a group of 4 or 5, take one person's vehicle, contribute small money, fuel it, take it to work for 1 week, and another person's on the next week, and so on and so forth. That's how people cope now. If you spend all your money on transportation, you won't feed, you won't eat, your family will be in hunger. Before the next salary, you are already in so much debt. So salary comes, you clear debt, and you begin to owe again. This is not because you are buying anything extravagant. This is not because you are trying to live a flamboyant life. You're just buying the basic necessity. Before it used to be food, clothing, and shelter. Now the basic necessity in Nigeria is just food. Everybody just wants to eat. So your ability to eat is now competing with a whole lot of other things, so that you have to cut down on so many other things just so that you can eat. Even transportation. At least we are even working. At least we even see something to be doing. How about those who don't even have any job? How about those who are unsure about where the next 500 naira will come from? How do they survive? How do they do it? Who say yes, Nigerians adapt. Anyhow it is, we'll adapt and everything. But once you only adapt when you have something to adapt with, in Nigeria today, 80% are poor. About 15% are managing, and there are just 5% who are actually rich and okay. Poverty now is not defined by your inability to provide basic needs of food, clothing, and shelter. It is simply the inability to be able to eat. It's simply the inability now to be able to provide food for yourself and your family. Nigerians just want to eat and survive at this point in time. People have already concluded about this challenge. It may actually not achieve the people that we expect it to achieve, but somehow it's us just speaking our minds, because you know how it is. Sometimes when you just talk, you may feel lighter. The burden may be lifted up to an extent. So that's why I just felt like it's okay. Let's just talk about it. Rather than bottling these things up and dying in silence. If the government hears, thank God. If they don't hear, life goes on.